Live from Julian's basement, it's podcadzo. You give us an hour, and we'll give you the world. The world consisting primarily of YouTube references and Steely Dan trivia.
I just love that podcast.
It's podcadzo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another installment of Podcadzo, the official companion podcast of the well-known indie rock band Kadzo. I am Colin, joined by my co-host, adult erotic novelist, and Summer of Peril drummer, Dr. Oren Julius Sappelstein.
Sclerotomy.
Dr. Sappelstein.
Phlebotomy.
How do you do?
I'm good. I'm doing good. I just had my my monthly lobotomy done, so that's nice. My prefrontal's running on all cylinders right now. I'm trying to think if anything's like really happened. I can't think of anything that's happened, so I'm gonna say no.
Well,
how are you?
I have a question for you. By day, you're laying down heavy drum tracks for Summer of Peril.
Mm-hmm. That's it?
By night,
how am I just now the Summer of Peril guy?
What other groups?
Nothing, just Summer of Peril, I guess.
By night, you're drawing things like Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse with their genitalia out, putting it on DeviantArt for the whole world to see.
Usually,
How do you
Minnie
do it?
is pegging Mickey.
How do you stay on top of it?
So, a lot of drugs. I take a bunch of uppers, and then I take a couple downers just to, like, level it out. And I don't sleep ever. Like, if I feel tired, then I usually find a fresh new way to punish myself for feeling that tiredness, and then I just move through it and keep on going with my life. I tend to do this thing where I have like several week-long manic breaks and just completely disappear. So that helps too.
Are you in one of those now, would you say?
No, it's close though. It's around the corner.
Could we get one on this episode?
You could probably
Do you think
get
this
me
could
in.
be the precipice?
If you keep interrupting me, then yeah.
Well, not to interrupt you, but
Are you going to
I apologize.
answer my question?
I have been feeling a bit gassy, so I apologize if anything like that interrupts you.
It could, I guess, if you like held me down and farted in my face.
No, I don't think it will be anything that.
Is it front end gas or rear end gas?
Front end?
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, rear.
Rear end. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to think about it. How are you doing?
I am good. I'm real good.
Apparently, you're just going to be on your computer the whole time we're
I'm
shooting
good.
this. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just doing emails and stuff. And messing with the new technical setup. But yeah, I'm good. Was that your question for me?
Yeah.
That was it?
I had to ask it 3 times. And you finally answered it. Are you okay?
Sorry, that was just a bit of my personal life. Yeah, I'm good.
We're not going to...
Oh, there's one of them.
We're going to be one of those
I'm so
soundboard
sorry.
podcasts now.
I'm so sorry.
We're going to be like a radio show from the 2000s.
I gave you a heads up that that's how I was feeling today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just, try to not let it happen again.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have the power of a soundboard now. That's the other new. That is the other new piece of tech I set up.
Holy shit. I can't believe that.
I wanted to
Every
have a
time
better one
we've-
built out, but the only ones that come preloaded on this one are fart noises.
Every time we've tried to do anything to set ourselves apart from the actual horrible podcasts in the world, we usually seem to wind up taking a step backwards and just joining those podcasts in all of their mediocrity.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. I wish.
It could be.
Is there anything else going on in your personal life? Do you want to share?
No, I mean, not really. I had a bunch of water damage happen to my house. We never talked about that on the pod. I don't really want to, though. It sucked. My birthday, Christmas, New Year's. What else? The sex dungeon night went well. I think that's pretty much everything.
Okay.
What about you? I mean, I feel like I'm the only one who's filling the good people in on my life. What have you been doing? Why are you being so elusive?
I don't know. I haven't been up to much. I had some time off in December, which was really nice.
What did you do?
I did a 1,500-piece puzzle.
You ran like a quadruple marathon?
An ultra marathon. That was in November. Did I not talk about that on the podcast?
I think you did.
Yeah, I probably did. Yeah, that was in November. Well, yeah, so there was that. November was a real busy month work-wise. And then I went straight into a European trip, which was fun. Got back from that. I had a horrible flu for a couple of days. Sunk into a pretty deep depression around that time, which I always do around the holidays. You know, it's kind of an annual thing.
Yeah.
And then I flexed, busted out of there super hard. Now I'm doing really well.
Fuck yeah. Well.
But yeah, I did a 1,500-piece puzzle. I watched a lot of movies.
Oh, that wasn't a joke?
No, I really did that.
Holy shit. What was the puzzle?
I'll show it to you.
Thanks. That'd be cool. Yeah, I watched, did you watch Stranger Things? Are you a Stranger Things guy? Have you watched any of it?
I watched like season 1 and 2 years ago when it came out.
I finally finished it.
There's me with the puzzle.
Or I guess I didn't finally finish it. I finished it as soon as it came out. Oh, wow. Oh, it's bikes.
It's bikes. I'll put it in the screen if people want to look at it.
Wow, that's very impressive. It's cool that it's like different. It's not like one gigantic amalgamation of a photo. It's like a bunch of
It was a bunch of little tiles, which I like. It's fun to solve the little tiles.
I feel like it'd almost be
1,500
harder in
pieces
some
is a
ways.
lot,
Well, yeah, when it's a bunch of different.
I know, and so many of the tiles look the same. But we did it pretty quickly. Julie and I worked on it together. It was fun. We just sit on the couch.
Oh,
We
you didn't
watched
tell-
4
you didn't
seasons
say you
of
got
Trailer Park
help.
Boys.
Jesus.
Yeah, I help.
How-
I mean, obviously, I did
this is
most
4
of the work.
seasons worth of
3
puzzle.
I guess 2.5. We just binged it one day. Yeah, I got through like 2.5 seasons.
Nice.
And then
I mean, you can binge like. I mean, a season of Trailer Park Boys is only like a couple hours.
Yeah.
They're really short seasons.
It's the funniest show of all time.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's literally so good.
I was just watching season 3, episode 7, which is the barbecue one. Where
Oh,
there's some barbecues and then they try to hide them in the lake. And then
they're all hiding underneath the water.
Yeah, and then that episode, that's the most stacked episode because it ends with Corey and Trevor driving Ricky's car through Leahy's trailer. I was crying laughing. It's the best show of all time.
It's a really good show. Yeah. Not a big fan of the Stranger Things.
Yeah, you
ending.
don't like the new season?
Not
Or
to be
just the
controversial.
ending?
I thought it started really strong, to be honest. I didn't get the hate for the first volume, but the second volume was still good. It just wasn't as strong as the first volume. And then, yeah, the way it ends is just not epic enough for the show. And there's a lot of plot holes left. And I don't want to get into it, and I don't want to spoil it for our viewer. But it's definitely not as good as it could have been, I feel like. Which is disappointing. It's 10 years of shit in the making. You want it to... I think that they were way more focused on having, like, the emotional storylines closing rather than, like, the actual plot line closing. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was heavily considering watching it. It just feels like it's going to take so much energy and time to go and, like, watch the whole thing. And I just really have no desire to do it. And
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, it's worth it,
yeah.
but only if you're prepared to be relatively disappointed by the ending. Because, like, seasons 3 and 4 are, like, genuinely fucking phenomenal TV. And then, yeah, it's just season 5 gets kind of gradually worse the longer you go. So you kind of just have to, like, except that it's not going to probably end the way you want it to. If you are willing to deal with that, then yeah, 3 and 4 are like worth it. Because 3 and 4 are like, I think they're both the best like plotline seasons, and they're also the most like well shot and well directed seasons. Like 3 has a very unique aesthetic to it, where it's like very bright and very like summery and very much like very mid 80s like driven. But then season 4 is like super dark and very like almost immediately like high stakes. So yeah, it's just they're both very well done. But yeah, then
Okay, well, maybe I will watch it, Julian. Maybe I will. But if I do, it's not because you just said that. It's because I want to do it.
yeah, no, I mean, you almost never do anything that I say you should. And if you do anything
That's how I've gotten this far.
that you don't want to do, it's usually to spite me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, folks, it's a great episode today. We have Austin Luxurious on the pod. It's been on the pod a couple times before. One of our favorite guests to have on. Super talented dude. We have a great conversation about some new music he's putting out. So I think without further ado, unless you have any, did we forget anything major?
No, I had nothing to begin with.
Okay. Well, let's get into the interview with Austin.
There we go. I never miss my long hair, and then I see some shit like that, and I'm like, damn, dude, I kind of want that.
I don't think I could ever cut it. I'm just like, I mean, I'd have to actually, I got a wicked widow's peak, but I'd have to actually like start going bald, and I'd send it home, which would suck because I have a small egghead beard. I've always had to have big hair so that I can have
Make up for your
like
little head.
overcompensate for my tiny dome, my
Interesting.
fucking microcephaly or whatever.
When did you grow out the hair?
I started tail end of like 2017
Yeah.
is when I like buzzed it all and just said, let's go.
Oh, so you started from buzzed?
No haircuts, like major haircuts since then?
Define major haircuts.
Like you
I mean,
haven't like taken
I'll
it all the way
trim-
back down to the dome since then?
No. I grew it out and I've just trimmed it since.
Nice.
I had my
kinda-
hair long for a minute. You probably remember, Austin, around COVID times, and cut it. And I liked having long hair, and sometimes I do wish I still had it, but the growing it out phase is just unbearable.
It's not for everybody.
It's really
Some people
not.
look kind
It's
of
really
like
not.
weird creeps with long
Well,
hair.
you're good at growing your hair out
Thanks.
too.
Yeah.
Because like your hair
Thank you.
looks good at most lengths.
I think my hair looks the best at like like shoulder length, like where it's at right now. This is where I think it looks the best. When it gets longer than this, it kind of weirdly starts to look thinner and greasier. And then when it's shorter than this, I feel like I just have weird like self-confidence issues when it comes to like my chin. I just feel like I have a weird chin, and I feel like having short hair like accentuates my chin weirdness more. So I don't know. It's a whole thing.
I mean, you don't have to talk to me about idiosyncrasies and self-consciousness at all, because I mean,
Go for it.
I wrote the book on it, but I will say the beard works well, and I think that length of hair is a good complement to the beard.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like they go hand in hand, and then the hand tat, you're really rounding out a whole fucking aesthetic.
Yeah, the hand tat is huge, honestly. Like, the main reason I wanted tattoos was in a weird way to like have transitional energy from clothing to skin. Does that sound fucking weird to say out loud?
Yeah, that was a weird
I mean,
sentence.
I got my sleeve because I felt like customizing my character. I don't know. I get it.
Yeah, I feel like the hand tattoo and the knuckle tattoo specifically gives people like a nice peek behind the curtain, because it's like, oh, that dude's probably got
This
way
is
more
the sort of
tattoos
stuff that he's about.
under his sleeves,
Probably has
but
some
we just can't see him because of the sleeves.
piercings. in
Yep.
places that-
Yeah, no,
Some
I
people don't
definitely
have
have a whole.
piercings
I have a whole ass vibe. I have to think about that sometimes. Like this lady, like 3 weeks ago at the bar when I was bartending, this lady like seemed super weird around me, and she was like older, like probably 50s. And at one point, I just straight up asked her like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, just getting kind of a weird vibe. Just want to make sure
Really?
you're
Really?
okay."
Is that
Yeah,
bad?
yeah.
Whoa.
It was super weird. And she like
What's
looked at
your
me and
problem,
she was like,
bitch?
"Yeah, like I'm fine. You're just like really scary." Like she's like, "You're a really scary bartender." And I had to put myself in her shoes and be like, "Well, I am tattooed. I have a beard which some, I guess, women mostly would perceive as scary. And I have like piercings, so I guess
You scream out different slurs depending on what night of the week it is. Were you doing that sort of stuff?
I mean, at work, I really try to keep the slurs to a minimum, but they always slip out.
Yeah.
But regardless
You know
of
what?
any of that, no, I really do think
I've been
that
such close friends with you for a while. I forgot how scary you are. No, I just joke. You're a sweetheart. That's
why
funny.
it was
scared.
so weird.
Some-
But
the hand tats
if you don't know me at all and you just looked at face value, I guess you could perceive me as scary.
The
But I'm
hand-
also like chubby and short, so it's like I'm not like physically intimidating at all. I
Not
don't
chubby.
think. Oh, thanks a lot,
And you're
guy.
average height.
Thanks a lot, guy. Really appreciate it.
The hand tats do it. My sister has hand tats. And has it ever happened to you where like people don't let you into a bar or something?
No, in Japan I had to be really careful though.
Oh, yeah.
Tattoos. Tattoos generally
the
are like
Yakuza.
okay speaking in Japan now, but in some places they're still just not allowed. And especially if you have hand tattoos, people are way more prone to just think that you are like in the Yakuza.
Uh-huh.
So I wore gloves to like a lot of the fancier restaurants that I went to. And then when I went to like the temple, I wore gloves and I kept all my tattoos fully covered.
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't really a big deal at all. It's honestly kind of more of a thing here. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm sure your sister's
Chloe was at a
experienced it.
bar in Old Town. And like, you know, she has hand tattoos, but is otherwise a very normal looking
Yeah,
young female.
respectable young woman.
And she got to the front of the line, and the bouncer just refused to let her into the bar because they thought the tattoos were gang related. Yeah.
Which, like,
They're like it's like floral
yeah,
stuff.
there's no real obvious.
Were they
Like
photoshopped
gangster
on like that
hand
Abrego
tattoos.
Garcia situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Were they
Yeah.
photoshopped MS-13?
MS-13, totally. Yeah. He was doing Da Vinci Code type deduction
Yeah.
to figure out why they were
Bro,
MS-13.
that's fucking. It's the kings are doing too much, bro. Like,
Right.
bouncers. I mean, I can speak for this, but like sports officials, cops, just doing too much.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone
Anyway.
needs to chill. Well, anyways,
Anyhoozle.
everybody, welcome Austin to the pod. Austin, welcome back.
Welcome back to the pod, friend.
Fucking great to be here, guys.
Great to have you, man. We just to get this out of the way, I think we will put this out next week. Is that too early to talk about the new track? Are you okay with teasing it a little bit
I saw
early?
the new track on your
Oh
story.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You put out a little teaser. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm putting it out on the 20th.
Uh-huh.
But it's the start. It's the intro. So it's a single, and it's the intro and same title as like an 8-track. I mean, I think 8 tracks are technically an LP, but it's really more of like an extended EP.
Yeah.
That I about have mastered. I have a few things that I want to clean up on like a couple of tracks, and I've been an insane perfectionist on it, which is good and bad. But no, I don't think it'll be too early.
Okay.
I think we could talk.
I
about
didn't
it.
realize it was a whole EP because you sent me the single.
Well, a big yeah. So it's to tease the rest of the single.
Okay.
And like I was really selfishly wanting to do the pod around that time because I wanted to, I'm trying to do whatever I can to get a little bit more traction, and try to evolve from just it being a hobby to actually like having a professional sound and moving like a professional would. So it's kind of a, any avenue that I can talk about it. And like, maybe if I'm having issues with mixes, I was like, that could be something we could talk about. That could be kind of a community thing. So I was really looking forward to talking.
Yeah.
Sorry that I burped in the middle of that.
That's all right.
Whatever.
Right when he said professional.
And then there was
Trying
like
to
a
be more
3-second
professional.
pause afterwards.
Well, yeah, he was
I mean, I
obviously
I didn't
questioning
hear
his
it, so-
decision.
Oh, okay, word. I got really in my head about
I'll
it.
do what I can to remove it. And
It's
post
not
Austin,
going to be
but
removable.
It was
pretty
yeah,
obvious.
It got picked up everywhere.
whatever.
You did mention when we were talking about the new track that you like consciously have stepped up the production for this new stuff you're doing. And is that just from like what you're doing yourself in your studio at home, or like working with new people? What does that all entail?
Excuse me, is a lot of just by myself. So when I see, I mean, because the other reason too I wanted to talk is because your guys' video is so sick.
Oh, stop.
And then,
Keep going.
no, for real, like for real, because it's got a really good match of what the visuals are supposed to be to what the audio is supposed to be, and they blend together, and it's very well done because it's simple. Like you have, and I was looking at the behind the scenes today too, of like you guys are sitting around a chroma key. It's very well keyed out. You're all together, but it's not like this insane Michael Bay type of production, but it looks so crisp.
Thanks, man.
So in like that type of thing
Shout
is
out,
what
Martin.
I'm trying to do with I want to get to the visuals too, but like more with the audio. So for example, I have completely redone my audio setup to where I'm running an XLR, not recording on USB mics anymore, have an interface. And then I'm trying to do as good production as I possibly can using only stock plugins on Logic. I don't write anything anymore. I just record like line by line as like freestyle-esque.
Interesting.
Which makes composition and like turnaround time incredibly efficient. So I was just like seeing like what all these different artists were doing, and I'm like, I can take that, I can take that, I can take that, and I stopped caring so much about like, I guess I just started caring a lot more about just being really good, whether that's just for myself or for that's other people, and I share it and it's cool and they like it, but to just be really, really, really technical.
Yeah. Well, I'm not just blowing smoke. I've always thought your work is very well produced and professional. Like even from the earliest stuff, like you've always had very well produced beats. The vocals have always sounded great. You're obviously a great rapper, as we've talked about before on the pod. But so it's interesting to like hear you think or talk about like making such like a conscious like leap in the production quality.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. The more I listen to older stuff, the more I hate it, because the
I think
more
that's
I've
natural,
learned,
for sure.
yeah. And the only reason I keep it up is because I've removed a lot of stuff that's like actually genuinely bad, and like even like the mixing is just fucking terrible, like it shouldn't exist. One of my little sisters is actually really mad because one of those songs she really liked, but she's like, you should remake it. I was like, there's no chance I could ever find that file. But like I'll listen. So a great example, I don't know how much you guys do mixing of like your own music. I'd assume a good amount.
All of it.
Yeah, we do it.
Yeah.
All our mixing.
So
Colin
you guys
does
have a
all of
really
it.
good. So Colin, I would think that you would probably be a perfect person to talk to about this. So one thing that I fucked up with for so long was it was multifaceted. One, I was mixing everything in stereo all the time. So even I was taking the dry tracks and like mixing everything in the dry channel in stereo. Then I started to bus like one plugin and then two, and then eventually I realized, oh, if I just put a noise gate and auto-tune on my dry vocal and bus the rest of the chain, that already sounds a lot better. And then I started, I was like, what if happened if I bus the instrumental? And then now my big thing lately is like, okay, how do I use these compressors and like actually know how to use them? And so I was like taking all these different screenshots, and I know, fuck me, whatever, but using ChatGPT to like, hey, tell me how I can actually set this up and like actually learn how to use the tool instead of just twisting knobs.
Yeah.
So now, and the other thing I learned, I was over mastering everything. Like I had too many, I was over engineering my vocals, and I was over engineering the master chain. And even with Logic, there's a mastering assistant that you can turn on that I thought was just a catch-all after you did your whole master chain. it's actually in place of doing a whole master chain,
Yeah.
which made me feel really fucking stupid. But, you know, you live and you learn.
Totally.
And so now with this whole project, very long walk for a short drink of water, but basically what I'm hoping to do is have something that is 8 tracks, very cohesive, incredibly well mixed and mastered, that like when people hear that shit on Spotify, they're going to be like, wait, he did that all in his like home office? Like, it sounds like it came from a studio and I ain't used shit but like a mic and a MacBook.
Yeah, dude. Well, from the track I've heard, you're well on your way. Because as I've said, the production is excellent. I was listening to it in the car today, and the bass cuts through so well.
It definitely has the most intense vocal, I would say, production of anything I've heard you do.
Definitely.
That's appreciated. So the other thing with this project that I'm really stoked about, so I'm doing, it's funny, I've actually, in the time that I queued up that release, the single and the EP will be called Self-Loathing, Runaway, Locomotive.
Which also, I
great
did
title.
want to ask, like, are you okay? This song is very depressing.
I was planning to get through all that.
Okay.
So had been going through, I'll just say going through it. 2025 had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but towards the end was, really going through it. Feel a lot better now, but I had a lot of free time and a lot of alone time. And so I just said, and I had 2 different mixtapes I was trying to get right. And then I made that one song, the self-loathing Runaway Locomotive, originally called it Why Am I? But that was just, I was fucking mad, and I just started and sad, and I just smoked some weed and just started recording line by line. And I was like, I'm just going to see how it was going, just picking beats out of a pack. And then I made another song, and then I made another song, and then I made another song until I had 8 songs over the course of like a week. That I'm like, that's a full project. Now I just need to mix it and master it appropriately and focus it on like, I will release it. That will happen, but I'm not going to rush it just to get it out. I'm going to actually set something up and under promise and over deliver. So that's kind of how this whole thing's come together. So now it's an 8 track, very emotional, very much like off the top of my head, off the like bottom of the heart, different themes that I'm either like directly related to or I've gone through or like I know people. So I kind of like blend things, even if it seems like it's from my perspective, it might not necessarily be my story. But I always like round thing back to the luxurious character as like this very, I've said this multiple times, and the record is very Juice WRLD coded. So like there's a lot of inspiration from his shit into this project. Yeah, so I'm really stoked about it.
I mean, also like, not to like overly redux it or anything, because I think there's obviously like levels to it, and we'll discover the levels that exist when the whole project comes out. But like, it feels a lot less like this is a luxurious character point of view for this track specifically, and a lot more just like actually Austin's last couple months or like Austin's last year experiences. Like, there's a lot less like tongue-in-cheekness and like lyrical voyeurism. It's a lot more just like to the point, like what you've been going through, which I appreciated. But I also thought that was like a very interesting kind of change up in stylistic choice, because the luxurious persona has been like one of the things that stayed consistent through the last projects, but this time it felt like a lot more personal and just straight from your actual personal playbook.
That's a very well articulated point that I hadn't actually considered until you said it, and I like it.
Oh, there you go, bud. Put it on the fucking put it in the lyrical cover.
Yeah, that's a good call. No, I think that's a really good way of putting it. It's a complete break from or I guess it's a complete like merge of it's done as Austin Luxurious is like the artist, but it's Austin Drews that did the record.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing I've kind of found in this, I've started doing music, just fucking around making beats almost 9 years ago now, almost 10 years ago, that I never really gave myself enough credit for being an artist and like actually having art, not only a passion for art, but a talent for art. And one thing that my wife talks to me a lot about is like, I make myself small, and there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to like try to dim my light for any reason. Like,
Especially
because
from an artistic perspective.
Precisely. So I think with this record, I was able to just completely lean into it, and I could feel it when I was recording. Like, I felt like, I'd do one line, or like there's one song on there called Nina where like I would freestyle like a couple of lines together and feel like I just was kind of just in a flow state, instead of just feeling so like anxious to like make it so good or like this certain thing. Instead, it's just, I'm being me, and I'm going to put that anxious energy into the really fine bits of the production value.
Absolutely. Do you think, not to try to be too cutting, but do you think
No, you're good.
the creation of the luxurious character in the first place was kind of a way to deal with feeling like self-conscious about putting yourself out there, and like having kind of a buffer between yourself and the rep?
Dude, that's another good point. Like, I was kind of explaining it to a couple of my friends of like, it started out very much, ha ha, like Druce is rapping, you know, and
kind of like making it an over the top, like larger than life character, like in some ways,
yeah, to kind of compensate for that. And
well, and even also just hide behind it in some ways, like, if it sucks, totally. It's still funny, like,
right.
Mm-hmm. Or at least I'm trying to be, or I'm not taking it that seriously. And so I think that was very much like a cop out. Like, I'm still terrified to do a show of my own music. But now I'm less so, because it doesn't feel like I'm being a character. It just feels like it's me.
Right.
And so it makes making a record easier, but it potentially makes making visuals easier, because I don't feel like I have to hide behind anything. It's just, so I keep the name, but because I just think it sounds better from an artist perspective, but it's a complete strip of that old kind of like a personification of myself,
Yeah, that's the right word for sure. So you mentioned when we started talking about it that not only like did you want to have a very professional production style, but you want a really cohesive sound across the whole release. When did you decide on that? Was it after making the first single that you were like, oh, I like this lane I'm going down, I'm gonna do this? Or was that just the headspace you were in?
So I had 2 projects that now may never get unshelved. I guess we'll see. But I was working on, like most of 2024 and 25, I was working on a big, long rap project called Fast and Furious Luxurious. And then I was working on this other, like, I know, I probably still have to do that just for that title.
Yeah.
But so I dropped like an EP of like some of those songs, and then like an EP here, and like it was some rap, some whatever. Some of it I just was like rushing to put out, and it was just like, so everything was just feeling undercooked or like over processed, and it just was this is not at all to compare myself to the talent, but Lil Wayne did this thing where eventually he stopped writing shit down, and like, I can't remember which mixtape, it might have been No Ceilings, but some mixtape where he's just like doing all his old writtens and just like tearing out the pages, and then he's like, I'm freestyling from here on out. So in that same quasi vein, it just like everything else before this new setup, I just kind of don't really want to fuck with anymore. Like, I don't want to mix those old vocals. I want to record everything new. I want to use this new plugin template that I've set up. I want to have everything compressed the way I want it. And just like, even though I'm not starting my catalog fresh, I'm kind of starting fresh at like this new level.
Yeah.
Not to like hijack this and make it all about myself, but I'm in a
Oh,
band
please do.
that's been like going through pretty much the exact same thing it's taken us a lot longer. It's taken us like 2 full years to get to where we want to be. But like, it's such a satisfying feeling when you get there to the other side of knowing that you have something that's like legitimately special and legitimately like has your whole heart and soul in it. It's way more worth it to do it that way than to just release things for the sake of releasing things and keeping on the like constant fucking release schedule that everyone else seems to have of just like every week there's something coming out. So I commend you for that. It's way harder, but it's way more rewarding to go down that road.
I appreciate it. Well, and I don't think it's like hijacking. I think it's good to share that, because like another thing too is I don't have a lot of community in music. Like I talk to you guys. I have like one group chat with like a couple of guys that do beats, like a couple of Instagram friends here and there, but like it's not an extensive community. And like when I was in Nebraska, I was totally by myself. In Chicago, kind of isolated, but like out here, it's still that same way, but I've picked up so much in that time. So now I'm comfortable with it. And like the biggest thing is, man, I make music for me. I make music that I want to listen to. Like I listen to my music all the fucking time. Because and now that I have it sounding the way I want it to and how I know it's supposed to sound, I'm very like happy to listen to it.
You have to advocate for it first.
Right.
I always thought it was weird that it's taboo to listen to your own music and like enjoy your own music.
There's this thing, especially like me and Colin both grew up in bands, I would say, like from the time we really were like forming our own musical opinions, we were in bands and stuff like that. And there's always that expectation, I think, when you're young and up and coming, and I'm sure you can probably even relate to this too as a solo artist, like when you start putting stuff out to the world, you kind of assume that the world will advocate for your work, that they will pick up what you do and run with it, and that they will see the good in it. But really, that's just not realistic. In order to convince the rest of the world that you have that potential and that talent, you have to be the one just constantly cramming it down other people's throats. And it's not possible to do that if you don't enjoy the stuff that you make. Like my high school band, sure, I enjoyed the stuff that we made, but did I want to listen to it 24/7? Fucking no. But like now, 10 years later, pass me the Podcadzo LP. If I'm stuck on a desert island, I would gladly listen to it like and enjoy it for a really long time. You know what I mean? It takes a long time to get there and see that that's like actually really good and healthy.
Well, like that goes right in hand with, especially in this record, there's a little Easter egg in there for like those that know me really well. And it's not like this crazy surprise. Like I have a voicemail from my late grandmother in that track. And so like when I put that in there, it was the first time I ever like bawled making my own music. Like I've never actually cried. I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. And that's part of the reason like why that song is so sad. Like it's a lot about loss. It's a lot about just like loneliness. And even though I'm a really social person, like I'm very much the emotions run deep, and sometimes I just crawl into this little pit and just kind of hide in there for extended periods of time. And so I like finally sang about it, and like I stopped caring that I'm not an elite singer and that I'm good enough, you know? And like I don't have to be the like anything crazy. Like sometimes artists make it because they're not very good. Like not elite singers, because it's more digestible. And so
it's way more fun and compelling to listen to someone, I think, who has their own unique approach to something, rather than someone who's like classically trained and classically good. Yeah, like someone who can technically sing good doesn't usually have much going on in the way of like super creativity. So that's why I also like really appreciate Colin as a frontman too, because I mean, not to say that you're like a bad singer, but like you don't have a conventional singing voice.
I have no idea what I'm doing
like,
at all.
That is why the Kadzo lyrics are so much more
For real,
compelling.
dude, I do not.
That's why the lyrics are so much more compelling than if we just had a normal dude singing regular ass lyrics, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing for rap too. Like, I don't listen to a single rapper who has like a conventionally good singing voice. Like Tyler the Creator, for instance, that dude doesn't sing very good, but all he has done on like his last 2 records really is like a lot of singing with a little bit of rapping, and like that's why it's super compelling. Is
Wiz
because it's
Khalifa's
not
great at that.
traditional. Wiz Khalifa's another great example.
I just saw this great. I think it was just from a couple weeks ago. Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg got together, and
Did a track?
no, they did a cover of "Young, Wild, and Free," and we're
Oh.
both just like singing, like very pitchy, all over the place.
Yeah, I mean,
but
Snoop
it was
Dogg's
so
not a great singer.
charming,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it.
I've another thing, like, unfortunately, I lost I've lost 3 of my grandparents, and I lost the 3rd one back this summer. But my late grandfather loved to sing in like a barbershop quartet and like old timey and just a total songbird, and leaned into it so much. And I don't know why it took me 30 years of my life to get to that point, to just not only love to sing, but to love my voice. And so like that's really reflected in this project too, of like, even if it's good or bad, or like I'm going to have vocal layering and show like singing in a falsetto, or like if I'm going to go into my normal register or even a little bit lower, but to just lean into it and know that I don't have to over process it to sound good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. How much? Not to dox you too much, but
Bro, you're good.
you did move to the East Coast from Chicago to
Yeah.
the Virginia area.
Yes.
How much did the
Dude, 20
location change influence the sad boy perspective?
A lot. So 25 was a crazy year. Like January, we were out in this area because my 2 brothers-in-law, my wife's older 2 brothers live out here, and we were visiting like right around this time last year. And then we're like, oh, it's kind of cool, whatever. And then Hannah applied to a job out here. And then like, oh, you got the job, so I guess we'll move there. And then we kind of knew that. And then I was at a job that I fucking hated. And so I just kind of like withheld that information. And then took a trip to Europe. So that was tight.
Nice.
Got back, dropped the bomb on work that I was going to be leaving. So we packed everything up and then moved at the start of July. And then my wife was working and I had no jobs. And there no job and nothing but time. And so I was walking around Forest Trail right in our neighborhood. So it was a lot of alone time, a lot of like listening to sad shit, a lot of reading books, a lot of working out, trying to get, and just a lot of focus on me. Then got a job and enjoying that. But there's some like other life stressors that are kind of going along. So it's like, even though I got a good thing going there, like I got a lot of other things kind of pulling me down. And then I had this huge thing that kind of came to a head. So like all of that, but like particularly from the move out to the Northern Virginia, like DC area, has compressed a lot of like crazy shit into like an 8-track record.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of changes.
Sounds like a jam-packed year for sure.
Bro, I'm saying.
If you wouldn't mind just saying your address really loud and clear one time for the pod, we'd appreciate it.
I would love
Do
to
you
get
need
this up
my
on
credit
Google
card
Maps.
numbers?
We'll get
yeah,
that after.
I think we already have your credit card
We'll
number.
give you a discount for this podcast
that's right.
appearance since this is
That's right.
since you've done a couple now.
Yeah, you get the discounted rate.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious, back to your guys' video. How did that all come about? And like, as someone that it's so funny because I have a fucking bachelor's degree in broadcasting and a master's degree in integrated media communications, and like do all that shit and like marketing for a job, but like suck at it for my own music. Like I don't do any visuals. I like can't get myself to like go there. I don't know. I have
Yeah.
so many like self-conscious shit,
Yeah.
and I see that video, and it's so tight, and I'm like, how do I do that?
Pretty much came up with the whole video by myself. I did all the work, so you just need me in your corner, and you got me. I'm here for you. So let's do something.
That's pretty much
You
exactly
got
what I was gonna say. Just ask Julian. I don't know. I don't even give a shit what it looks like.
So
I haven't even seen the whole
Julian,
thing.
did you direct that?
Yep, I directed it, executive produced
No,
it.
this has gone too far.
Yeah,
Julian
no,
had nothing to do with it.
Basically,
I was like, what?
we wanted to do a video, and Colin knew the right guy. We got really lucky, you know? At the end of the day,
Bro,
we wanted to
sometimes
do a
that's what it
video,
takes.
yeah.
and we wanted to do it by ourselves. Well, I wanted to do it by ourselves, and we had the idea of doing it DIY, because that's how we do everything, right? We do everything in our own little universe. And so that was the plan, but it was really going to be definitely like biting off more than we could realistically chew, and we were going to be learning as we went. It was going to be a huge learning experience, and it probably wasn't going to turn out like great. It would have been interesting, sure, but it wasn't going to be like that great. And then Colin just happened to meet a guy who could do exactly pretty much what we wanted. And I give a lot of credit to the songwriting, because he pretty much heard the song, knew what it was about, and knew kind of the direction we wanted to go, and he ran with it. And we trusted him to take it in the direction that I think we all wanted it to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very collaborative in a lot of ways. But also in a lot of ways, he kind of just saw the vision from the beginning and knew what we wanted, and did a lot of it without like direct collaborative work from us. Like, he did a lot of the work by himself, and then we showed up, and he had a more or less finished product for us.
Yeah, the guy's name is Marcin Bejugantis. He owns a company in Denver called Man Made Media, and has a studio that just happens to be right down the road from my house. That's not how I met him. I met him through like a weird work connection. And then I found out where he was, and I was like, shit, are you that building with the David Bowie mural? He was like, yeah, that's me. I was like, I literally drive by that building every day. I always wondered what was in there. He's like, yeah, it's my studio. So
I
he's
gotta
just,
make it back to Denver.
yeah, dude. Yeah, seriously, let me know when you're out here. It'd be awesome to hang out in Denver. But anyways, Martin's just a super cool dude, great guy, and he's on like the bleeding edge of this virtual production technology. I'm not sure if you probably know what that's about, your background being in media, and that's where his studio specializes in. And he does a lot of corporate stuff. That's kind of his bread and butter. Is like he does, like commercials and like inter-company things. But he's a very, very creative guy, and he was just looking for the right opportunity to kind of like test out some new stuff he wanted to do, get the creative juices flowing again. And so we were at lunch one day, and I, brought up that I'm in a band, and that we have this song, we're looking to do a video. And so I sent it his way. And then, yeah, as Julian said, he just started throwing all these ideas at us. And, we kind of told him what we had in mind. So it was collaborative that way. But he was so like, you're just talking about how the visuals fit. He was so invested in that. Like, he would call me all the time and just be like, what kind of stuff do you guys like wear on stage? Like, what's your look on stage?
See,
Or like, how do you,
cares.
yeah, he really cared about it. And he'd ask questions like, how do you stand when you're on stage? Like, what's the arrangement? And he was
Shit
very
you probably
invested in
never
the
thought about?
aesthetics. Yeah, totally. Like, and I feel, like you said, and Julian definitely has a great eye too. Julian did the album artwork for Bored with the Melody, which I feel fits the song in a different way than the video. I feel like you and I both also have like a good eye, and I can always tell when a band has like a visual aesthetic that matches the music, and I appreciate that so much about a band. Like, I think a band has to have that. But I feel like it's such a block for me with Kadzo too, that like I don't have that eye a lot of the time when it comes to my own music and like how I
Yeah.
want to present us to the
Well,
world.
and I think the other thing that's really nice about specifically this project for me is I've been in a bunch of bands before, but I've never been in a band where we get to share the creative vision quite so much. Like, in every band I've ever been in the past, it's like one dude pretty much has the vision for the whole project, and he it's not necessarily that it's
And, like,
not
dictate it.
collaborative. It's just that it is inherently not fully a project that belongs to everybody, if that makes sense. And
Real frontman energy.
a little bit of, but not necessarily intentional frontman energy. It's just like the dude who happens to be the frontman is also the dude that has the vision, and you'd rather let them see their vision all the way through than try and have it be more of like an argument to have it be a shared vision if that means it's not as good, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, like this has always been incredibly collaborative, and like I think I've gotten to flex a lot of my creative muscles in a lot of ways that I never really got the chance to before, because Colin had the trust in me to do that. And there was also times when I think I had maybe part of a vision that Colin didn't necessarily have, as far as just purely the aesthetics of the band. And then vice versa, like there's always been a lot of moments where I'm not sure what to do next, and Colin knows exactly what to do, or at least knows which direction we should be going in. And that's just like a really nice feeling. And then we were able to extend that, I feel like, with Marchin in like a very organic way, where like we pretty
felt
much,
like he was part of the band.
yeah, we trusted him from the beginning. And when we showed up to the studio, he was literally just one of the boys. Like we were fucking around, we were drinking beers.
That's so tight.
He already
dude.
knew the song like in and out. He knew like pretty much the energy we wanted to bring to the set that night. And he also was very willing to like try a bunch of things that he hadn't necessarily thought of yet, which was like the biggest green light for me, just having someone willing to try things that they hadn't necessarily thought of before, which
That's rad.
yeah, makes this project very
huge
satisfying.
shout out to Marchin. It like everything about it went better than I ever thought it could.
No,
It was just
as
such a blast.
soon as it started, I was like, oh no, these dudes ain't fucking around.
Yeah.
I was like, Kadzo is for real. Like I love it, because I think Julian, you probably alluded to this a little bit earlier, but there's that feeling of if I don't really lean into it, like nobody can hurt me with it if I fail. You know, if I like kind of keep it as a joke. So like you guys kind of leveled up, and that kind of was a big inspiration of like, oh no, I need to actually drop some
cool to
dope
hear.
shit and
Yeah.
like
I mean,
like
that's-
line it up.
Yeah, that's really honestly like one of the nicest things you could probably say.
Yeah. Yeah, that means a lot for sure.
But music's so cool, right? And you get to like share it with people. And I think I'm really envious of not being in a band, because I think I have to be lead vocals with this flow, but like I just also love to belt and sing, and so I just think it'd be a blast to be the lead singer of an emo band or like an 80s metal band. But do you guys ever listen to Hot Mulligan?
Yeah.
A bit, yeah.
So they are my favorites. Non-hip hop.
You maybe
emo
were
music.
the dude who turned me on to them, like way back.
Oh my! I'm an evangelist.
Yeah.
Like I don't know any of those dudes, but I've seen them twice. I listen to their records all the time. I fucking love their sound. But they don't take themselves too seriously. But they also want to be good. Like it's for each other. It's for the art, but it's like we're also going to go out here and kick ass.
Totally.
And their music is really emotional, and their videos are funny. And like, I went and saw them in November, and I was like, I want to make shit that if they heard it, they would want to fuck with me.
Well, I think that honestly, that is how I really do feel about your whole back catalog up to this point. Is like, you obviously have always had a desire to put out good stuff and things that are compelling and different, but you also have never been the dude who's like, yeah, I'm fucking goated. Like, I'm the one who's like pushing this genre. Like, you've never taken it that seriously in the regard that you're like showboating it or like pushing it like in a way that it doesn't deserve to be pushed. Like, I think you do. Your whole back catalog carries that energy through like all the way up till now, and now like with the new single that I listened to, like the energy is definitely like serious. Like, I don't think that it's you being like not taking it seriously. I feel you taking it super seriously, but it also isn't music that is inherently like showboaty or like in your face or like needlessly complex or needlessly produced. Like everything that the track has, it like genuinely needs, and it doesn't really have anything that it doesn't need. It's not full of fluff. So yeah, I don't know. I think that like, again, just the duality of that is really interesting, and like it definitely like has me very interested to see what the rest of the tracks sound like, because it is a very like huge leap in a lot of ways, like kind of what you were saying. You felt like you had to take a leap. Well, I think I can definitely like hear the leap that you took, and like it's very apparent in the production of the song, the lyrics in the song, and all that stuff. So yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, I think you carry it very well.
So I live for shit like that. And one thing that I was, I'll go behind the curtain a little bit. So I'm a rather like anxious, attached type person. And so I'm very, very big on like getting feedback and like getting approval and stuff. And so a lot of my big push is I wanted to, and I kind of leaned into, I want to be like your favorite artist's favorite artist. Like it doesn't have to be this big commercial success, but like the 1,000 fans theory. Like if you write a Substack letter and you have like 1,000 people that'll pay for it, like you can kind of make a living off it. And like those 1,000 people know, and you have that really cool community, and like they know your shit's good, and like that's how it kind of spreads. But it's not like this huge corporate push being told it's good. People kind of figure that out. Like that's kind of the lane that I slid into, and I feel it's appropriate. And so like now what I want to deliver is like a record that you guys listen to over and over and over, because you're like, wow, it's so technically good. Like I just can't find a flaw. You just listen over and over. And like I want to like have you share it with like Sanders, and he's like, shit, dude, like Drew's made that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of stuff that I want to get. And if it's a bunch of streams, fine. You know, if you get it back, cool. But I just want to, when you start playing something for someone and they're like, that's you, that's the dope shit.
Definitely. Yeah, man. No, I relate to that for sure. For sure. So let's talk about the release in a little bit more detail. Self-loathing, runaway, locomotive. The whole EP or album. It's 8 tracks, right? It's
It's
about,
8 tracks.
We'll call it. I think that's bordering an LP.
You can call it an LP.
Yeah. So that's all dropping on January 20th.
No,
Just the lead single is dropping.
the lead single.
Okay.
Because there's another one that I made the other day that I added that I want to drop as a single too, and I'll send it to you guys after, because it is
please do.
It's completely different to Self-Loathing, Runaway, Locomotive. So the start of the album is very sad. It's like 4 tracks of me being, I should just send you the whole LP, whatever. But like, it's just really sad, and being sad and taking a lot of drugs and smoking weed and just being upset that I'm upset. And then the 5th song is called Nina, and it's the beat is a sample of the Ed Sheeran song Nina that my buddy Austin made.
Uh-huh.
And it's got thumping 808s, and it is just a completely different. I drew inspiration from most smaller artists that I know, Black Cheeto. Like I made that song for him. And then it goes right back into being sad boy with the last track is like very melancholy, with the really dope guitar loop. So the same guy that made the Nina beat made the last one. And then all the other ones are from a different producer's pack that I got. So that's the other part where it's really cohesive, is like all the beats came from like only 2 producers. So it blends really well.
What's Austin's producer name? You've worked with him a lot, right?
Scalliper.
Yeah.
Yeah. He makes dope shit, man. Like
shout out
he's
Scalliper.
He's produced for some different, yeah. And then I actually got asked to commission another rapper to mix and master an EP for him. So I was like really stoked about that too. So I've got like all these things floating I'm trying to drop. But the big thing is the 8-track album.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, everybody look out for it. will it be on SoundCloud, or are you dropping it across all platforms?
I'm gonna do all platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So listen to that
January 20th.
wherever you listen to music. And we will do what we can to share that on the social media as well.
100%.
So definitely want people to hear it.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, anything else to plug? Anything else on your mind that you want to get off your chest? I'm looking for something specific here.
Something specific, man. There's a lot of sad shit in the world right now. It blows. But it doesn't get better if you don't do something about it yourself. So whether that's spread kindness, give someone a hug, a smile is nice, pick up trash, just don't be a dick. General rule of life. Let's all try and make it a little bit better in the year of someone's Lord 2026. And even though we're on the verge of World War III and insane amounts of imperialism, be the change, man. Be the change.
Go.
Well said.
Is there any I forgot to ask this earlier, but is there any music that came out in 2025 that clung to you? Any records that you really liked this year, or anything that you fucking hated? Anything that you thought was way too overhyped? That
Hot Mulligan record was outstanding. It was so good. I listened to it a shit ton. What else is in my? Then I got into some of their older stuff, and they have a song called "He Wasn't There." That's from 2022, but it was new to me, and I just cry every time I hear that. But towards the end of the year, I watched, and lately, so I watched the Diddy doc, which was insane.
Yeah,
definitely think he had Pac and Biggie killed.
Yeah,
fuck him forever. Every time any song comes on and I hear his ad libs, I'm like, fuck Diddy, fuck you, you're the worst
piece of shit.
I've been meaning to bring that doc up on the pod.
I haven't watched that. I haven't finished it yet.
It's crazy.
Hilarious how much Mark Curry and everybody talks about how bad he is as a rapper.
Yeah,
and that was some other inspiration into this project. I was like, I can record 8 tracks of gold, and Diddy in 2 weeks. And Diddy couldn't record 4 bars in 8 months. Fuck him. Talent does not mean you're going to be a commercial success.
That is the truth. Usually it means the opposite.
Yeah. And so lately I've been on a huge 90s hip hop kick. I've listened to the Flavor in Your Ear remix probably 800 times since early December. Because the Biggie feature is sick. I really was sleeping on Craig Mack.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes is on that song.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes.
Ladies Love Cool J has an amazing verse on that song. It's a great track.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Well, there's absolutely no way on this podcast we can avoid just going back to the 90s. Julian very clearly asked you what new music you're listening to, and you immediately said, I like a lot of hip-hop from the 90s. So
that's just what I've been on.
I'm just glad you didn't say Juice WRLD.
No, I'm just joking, because that's what we always do. On this pod, Austin. Just talk about the 1990s.
I know, but I was trying to see what non-Juice WRLD stuff you're listening to, so I'll take 90s hip-hop as a good answer for that.
Well,
and
I'm
Hot
always
Mulligan, that's honestly a good left field.
I'm always listening to Young Thug. I'm always listening to Gunna. I'm always listening to Future. I don't listen to Drake anymore. It's impossible. Every time he comes on, I'm just like, I can't do it, dog.
Yeah.
Nope. Skip.
Don't blame me for that.
Still listen to Lil Wayne all the time. Eminem's made his way back into my rotation. Love 50 Cent. Another theory I have. I think that Juice WRLD raps like Biggie Smalls would. I think when he does freestyles, he's kind of channeling how Biggie raps. It's a theory I'm workshopping, just floating it out there.
Get back to me on that.
Not the sing-songy stuff. I'm talking when he raps. Yeah.
I don't really know if I've ever heard Juice WRLD rap straight up.
He's really good, dude. He's really good. Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've listened to any Juice WRLD.
Same.
Yeah.
Was.
Rest in peace.
Anyway.
Are you rather chuffed with Chelsea this season?
I was wondering if you're going to ask. So they just brought in some new manager. I back him. I hope that he's a success. I think that the owners are insane. The sporting directors are crazy. It's hilarious that they have this whole new brass that are like so forward thinking, whatever. It's the same old Chelsea sacking a manager every 18 months. I don't want Cole Palmer to leave. I fear he will. I just hope that they keep winning, even though it's a new dude, and I just hope he's really good because I just want them to win. So
they're like what, like fourth on the table?
Fifth, last I checked.
Okay, fifth. Yeah,
it's kind of them dancing around with
Liverpool.
Liverpool and Manchester United, who also sacked their manager. The Premier League is such a fucking soap opera. It's so dramatic.
It really is. Yeah.
Remind me, are you a Manchester City supporter?
I historically was Man City, and
historically, it's because of the
the Oasis connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll not lie, Man City still holds a special place in my heart, but when actual Premier League fans ask me, I say Tottenham.
That's even worse.
I know, dude.
Oh my God.
I have an affinity for Tottenham only because the first time I went to London, they were like, I knew I wasn't going to support Arsenal, and for whatever reason, I just liked. I've always liked the aesthetics of Tottenham. I liked Harry Kane. I like Son.
That's fair.
I like the Rooster.
I get it.
I like roosters.
There's a former life. Yeah,
I'll show you the logo later.
There's a former life where I had a friend that
I'll show you a real life
wanted
rooster.
me to be a Tottenham fan with him, and so that was kind of, it just never really fit for me. And then when I actually started watching and decided on a club, I very much gravitated toward Chelsea, and very unapologetically so around 2021. And I love them so much now. Went to the Bridge this summer. That was tight.
Oh, cool.
Toured around. And then somehow ended up at the Tottenham parade when they won the Euro, because I had a friend that I was visiting whose other friend was there, who's a Spurs supporter. And he's like, let's go to the parade. And I was like, what am I going to wear? My Chelsea sweatshirt? And he's like, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely not.
So I just wore a gray t-shirt and tried to blend in with a bunch of dorks in North London.
Dude, have you ever seen the movie Green Street Hooligans?
No, but I need to watch it now because that sounds dope.
I just rewatched it. It's hilarious. It's about hooligans, obviously. It was made in 2001. It has Charlie Hunnam and Elijah Wood in it. Elijah Wood is
sounds wonderful.
American, kind of clueless American who goes to London because his sister lives there, and he gets into the wild world of football hooliganism.
That sounds outstanding.
Yeah, so check it out. But it really doesn't, those dudes are just the biggest idiots of all time.
Oh yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been doing, speaking of some big idiots, I've been doing a Scrubs rewatch with wifey.
Nice.
She's finally leaning all the way in with me, and I've seen that show so many times that I'm just quoting every other line, even the most obscure stupid lines. I'll just go on a whole dialogue out of repetition and also just a pretty good recall ability. And she's just like, are we watching the show, or am I watching you watch the show? So it's idiot.
That's Julia's favorite show. My wifey, that's her favorite show of all time.
So I love Scrubs, dude.
Yeah.
Tell her she's wonderful, because Scrubs is outstanding.
It's a great show. Zach Braff is her guy.
Love it. I have a friend who won't watch it, and I think he's a dork.
Isn't there aren't they doing new Scrubs episodes now? Or?
They're doing a reunion season.
That's cool.
They're gonna do it. I think in February is when it's gonna come out.
And
Yeah.
then also isn't there a new Malcolm in the Middle in February too?
Malcolm in the Middle. The only thing that sells now
really
is
just
nostalgia.
The 90s are the time we all strive for the most.
Well, Scrubs came out in the 2000s, but fair enough.
Yeah. It was 90s.
It
Somehow,
was basically the 90s.
The Half-Life was still there.
I get a throwback playlist on some fitness thing I was doing the other day, and it's all songs that I was listening to at Olander Elementary and Blevins Middle School. And I was like, that's not a throwback. I'm not that old yet. That can't happen. I know I'm a millennial, but one of the young ones.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I work with several people in Gen Z, and that really freaked me out. That made me feel ancient.
I
brother.
just saw a great tweet. Someone said, "I am not ready for my childhood to be a retro aesthetic." Like, that's absolutely what it is. Yeah, it's crazy.
Dog.
Whatever.
It's-
We're still
it's
young
wild.
as hell, dude. We're still young as hell.
Yeah, we
know.
still have youth.
In the
for
grand
Yeah.
scheme of things.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
way I'd be hitting the weed pen, maybe not me so much, but still. Nah. Anyway, I was really happy to come on. Really glad that you guys had me back. Like, I love doing the show. I'm really thrilled with the success and the climb that you guys are on. Like,
Our last
I wanna
episode got 8 views.
not
Just on
not
YouTube.
I meant the music, but also the pod.
Podcast comes first always. We're podcasters first.
Yeah.
We're
We're podcasters with a music playing problem.
Should turn that into a hat.
Yeah, that's the new merch.
But I appreciate it. I hope that you guys like the record. I am really excited to release it, so I'm appreciative of
Yeah,
you
feel free to
giving
send
me
it
the time.
over early if you want to.
Yeah, dude.
I'll check
We'd love
it
to
out.
take a listen.
I got a couple mixes I'm going to finish, and then I'm going to send it your way.
Fuck yeah.
Right on, brother. Well, thank you for coming on. We always love having you. You're welcome anytime. Congrats on the new music. We're very excited. The single is great, and we love you.
Yes, sir.
Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Have a great night.
Bye.
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 It's podcadzo.